hey, what you want to do is you want to start off low. Even if it's a bad day or you don't have an apparatus, you can use something like this. And I'm going to teach you exactly what you want to do in order, right, to do that properly. Really, the main key is keeping the back straight. It doesn't matter what level you use, you have to keep your back straight. Don't overreach. Don't bounce, right? You're going to gain there's so many benefits to gain from this stretch. If you notice that you're more calm, that's a positive benefit. That's a positive, I want to say, not only impact, but that's something that we can look at, right? To see if we're moving in the right direction. If you feel more balanced, if you have more strength, that's a positive change. And we can look at that. Also, we want to take a look at the negative changes, right, as well. You shouldn't be stretching if you, one, you have to make sure that you are of good caliber to exercise. So it's always recommended that you check with your primary health care provider before starting any health regimen. And that's something I always emphasize. With that, we just want to make sure that we're covering all our bases and going from there. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to lift up the foot here. Let's go ahead and start with the left leg. So I'm going to lift up the leg and I'm going to put the foot down. And what we're going to do is first is you want to make sure that your feet are aligned. Sometimes when we put the foot up, your leg might be turned outward, something like that, or when you're standing. No, number one step, especially when stretching the hips, we want to make sure that everything's aligned. So you want to turn that foot in, even if you have to bounce a little bit. If you can't get aligned in the hips first, don't even worry about going forward. Okay, I'm going to say that again. If you can't align yourself in the hips and feel relaxed, if you feel the tightness and it's just even hard to get into this position, your first goal, right, and your first objective is to get into this position. Once you're able to face forward and you have good posture, you're standing like you have maybe a slight bent, okay? Now this has a rail on it, and I like using the rails or something kind of like a guard because it allows your foot, because as you're stretching, you're going to keep your foot forward, but it allows you to kind of rest your foot against something, cheat a little bit. Right? Rest your foot against something, right? And it's not really cheating, right? It's more allows your foot to rest. And then you can focus on going forward, right? So it's about being smart, right? And let's, right, and not conflate the two and really do what's best to help you move forward. So once again, we're here and we're here, okay? And as I'm leaning forward, we're doing what I call the Superman stretch. This is a stretch that I learned from a friend while I was in school here. I want to credit this to my martial arts buddy, John King. And what's up, brother? And in terms of correctness, right? And it's putting the arms out, right? Letting the arms float forward. Okay, and what this does is it helps to align the hips, right? And then it keeps the back straight, right? So main goal of this is keeping the back straight, right? Aligning the hips, move forward. Okay, so as far as, once again, getting the stretch, you want to make sure that your hips are aligned and you're holding the stretch and your arms are out. And slowly you'll go forward. Your breathing should be in through the nose, out through the nose. And we'll talk about that in another video. And then we can switch. Now, if you don't go all the way down, it's A-okay because you're stretching your body the proper way. Okay, and eventually you will get there. Starting with the right leg, switching to the right leg. We bring the knee up and the leg out, making sure that we're aligned. And when you do that, that's another helpful hint, right? It's a cheating, right? Another helpful hint. When you bring your hips, when you bring your knee up to your hips and then extend the foot out, especially as you're standing up, right? It helps you to keep everything aligned. So here, once again, I'm going to bring my arms out and I'm just going to breathe. And we're just going to hold this for about 45 seconds here. I'm going to pull out my timer here in just a little bit. As we're holding this, I'm just going to explain a little bit about the muscles that are being activated here and stretched out. We're stretching what we call the bicep femoris. That's your hamstring muscle, which is made up of two muscles here, the semitendinosus and the semimembranosus. You don't have to remember all of this, but it helps in terms of understanding things. And the semimembranosus is the muscle or tendon most medial or most inside of your leg, in the back. And then we can slowly come back and relax. Okay. And so we got another phone for another timer here. And once you develop that timing in your head, you'll get it there. Okay. So starting off with stretching the hamstrings, we're going to do a little bit of a switch up here, alternating the muscles. Before I didn't do the alternating in terms of the stretching, but when you alternate the contra or the antagonistic muscle group, right? It allows better blood flow, and I personally feel that it helps in terms of your overall stretching. So going from the back of the leg, we're going to go to the front of the legs here. And once again, you can have some kind of guardrail if you're stretching on something, have something to hold on to, right? You don't have to prove anything here, right? If anything, only thing is you're just competing with yourself. So we're going to stretch out the quads. And starting from here, you want to, once again, envision, make sure you have your posture from here all the way down. Shoulders are relaxed. Hips are tucked in. And we're just going to hold this for good 45 seconds here, but I'll go ahead. We have about 15 more seconds here. So the muscles that we're stretching as we're doing this, we have our quads, right, which is composed of 4 muscles here. And I'll get into that muscle group here soon. Oh. And go ahead and drop. Good, good, right? Sometimes when you're doing many things, that's when you need focus. I got a clock here, I got a video here. It's going crazy. Switch legs, and I'll keep timing here. And so, I'm going to utilize here. And ideally, once again, don't force anything. If you feel tightness, that means you're on a good trajectory, and you just want to ease into it. What's going to help you to stretch faster? Right? A lot of people are always into what's the fastest route. Hey, fastest route is breathing and trying to slow your breathing respiration, right, with each pattern here, right? So we got the vastus lateralis, vastus medius, vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, rectus femoris, right? And I have all my quad muscles here. The abductor is not part of it. Vastus intermedius.